In patient care for the best ENT services. Now seeing patients at the Warner Specialty Clinic in Clinton. To book your appointment in Clinton, call 217-784-2808.
News time is 7 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Friday morning. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast. Streaming to Facebook and YouTube, it's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. The summer camp season is nearly here for Little Galilee Christian Camp in Clinton. On the WHOW Morning Show Thursday, Max Aper with Little Galilee Christian Camp told Regional Radio they are at over 1,200 registrations so far for this camp season. He says that outpaces where they're usually at this time of the year.
It's just been a great time of once the weather warms up and things really start to get going, it feels more real, you know. But yeah, we're in really good shape, and we're really excited to welcome campers, guests, and volunteers. So Seth just checked coming in, and we are at 1,224, which is awesome.
Wow,
yeah,
that's great.
It is really great to be at that number. And usually we're just hitting 1,000 right around this time where school lets out, and then we see another jump. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen once school lets out, if we'll have as intense of another jump like we normally do. But to be well over 1,000 already is just fantastic. That is just really, we are very pleased with that. I think just getting out, and we're past COVID far enough that people are just really comfortable with sending their kids that maybe were nervous in years past. I mean, we've talked about that. We've talked about just the word getting out. You know, Gabe travels, our camp director. I'm out traveling, and word's just getting out that Little Galilee is a great place. There's a great camp in Clinton, Illinois, and people are finding out about it, which is great.
Memorial Day weekend kicks off the summer camp season with the family camp. Aper says this is a good first step for parents to introduce kids to the camp experience.
I just had a phone call yesterday as far as a parent inquiring, hey, they've got young kids. They want to come to camp. They want to introduce their kid to camp. What would be the best first thing to experience that as? And I would definitely recommend coming out as a family, experiencing this new place together. And family camps are those perfect time to do that. We start on the evening of the 26th, and then we go through the 26th, 27th, 28th, and then we go home on Monday morning. We have a session, we have breakfast and a session, and that's pretty much it. So they can enjoy Memorial Day, relaxing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's as far as our price point too, we are one of the least expensive places around to camp for the weekend and get the experience that you do. So at $35 for an adult, and then there's a bunch of different price breakdowns for the different ages as well. Okay. So we're really excited. It's a great way to kick off. We bookend our summer with those sets. So a little promotion for not only Family Camp 1, but for Family Camp 2. We also do that on Labor Day to wrap up the summer. That's our deal. So when I go out and talk to people about coming out to camp, the first thing I get is, oh, I'm not a camper. Oh man, you know, and that's fine. There's people that love to tent camp, that love to RV, but we also open up our cabins for you to come stay in our cabins. And those are, you know, fully enclosed. There's air conditioning, electricity, carpet, full attached bathrooms. And so it's glamping, not your typical cabin. It's just a beautiful place to stay. And so there's that offering. But like I said, also too, there's tent camping. If you want to bring your tent, if you want to bring your RV, we've seen a huge influx of RVs lately. And so people just bring their RV or bring their camper and set up for the weekend. And it's a good time. So as far as the atmosphere for that, we offer a morning session, an evening session, and then there's free time. And just a good chance for you and your family to escape and to experience camp as a family. Sure, it's really cool.
For Little Galilee, recreation activities have come a long way in recent years. Aper explains, on top of the classic pool and pond everyone knows them for, they've added a high ropes course, zip line, and a giant swing.
I think, Seth, don't quote me on this, but I believe Little Galilee has the biggest swimming pool in DeWitt County. And we have a diving board, and it's just a really great time to get out there. And you gotta have pool with camp, right? You can't picture camp without pool. And kind of when you picture camp as well, you see a lake. We have a lake out there where we do canoeing and paddle boating, and there's no swimming in the lake, but we have the pool. That's where we swim. So those are our two classic. That's what I experienced as a camper growing up. There was a lake and the pool, and that was it. And I thought that was the coolest thing. Here recently, Seth, we've been able to build and open up our zip line, a high ropes course, and a giant swing. And those have been such great additions to our program that the kids just love it. And year after year, even if they've rode it 1,000 times, they want to come back and keep and experience it again. It's a lot of fun. So our zip line, it's a dual ride, so 2 people can ride at a time. It's 618 feet long, and at times you'll be from 20, 25 to 35 feet off the ground. That's where you're cruising. So, and the speed too. I always get asked that. You're depending on the wind and temperature and all that stuff like that, we can see speeds of up to 30, 35 miles an hour. And then we also have our giant swing too, and that's my favorite ride. So literally, if you just look at your swing set that's out in your yard or something like that, it is that times 10. We're on power line poles. You get harnessed in, and then you have a pole team. Picture a triangle. You're in the bottom part of the triangle, the widest part, and then at the point is a pulley mechanism where your group or your family group or your rental group, whatever, they will pull you by rope up to the top of the point of the triangle, and you're holding on to something. I call it the ripcord. And then when you count down, you release that ripcord, and you just drop you have about 6 to 8 feet worth of free fall, and then the swing catches you, and you just do the swing thing. Okay. And it is just hilarious to see the kids' faces. We have the toughest of tough junior high boys that I'm not scared, but all that stuff. And then just to see their face of like sheer panic, and it's a humbling experience for myself included. And that's why it's my favorite ride. We laugh and just have a lot of fun with it. And then our high ropes course, Seth, our high ropes course has 35 different elements on 2 separate levels. You start at 26 feet, and then the second level is 36 feet. And you go with a partner, and you just get through all these obstacles that you can, and it's a great time. All of these elements are just encouraging for team building and lifting kids up, really. It's more than just entertainment for us, right? Like, we could just open up a park. Like, there's that one in Decatur that's a really great park, but it's just entertainment. And we want to go that extra mile of, coaching our kids through, encouraging them, and obviously bringing them to Jesus.
Aper indicates they have also taken strides in developing a paintball course on the property. He explains they have 3 layouts and have brought camp sessions on for paintball. While those are filled up for the year, he says you can still get on a waiting list.
We also, Seth, have the past few years, we have paintball, which has just been a fun addition. We got about 10 acres worth of land that we've developed and made into a paintball course, everything from a junkyard course to a tire course to we have drain tiles, and it's just been so much fun to develop that, but also just have our kids go out there and play it. And, they come back and just like, this was the most fun thing I've ever done in my life, and all that stuff like that. So again, all just really great experiences to not only promote team building and stuff like that, but also to encourage them through Christ. It's been a really fun thing.
Camp leadership hopes to reach 2,023 campers this year. As Aper indicated, they're over halfway there, with another surge they anticipate towards the end of the school year. He says they have plenty of space left for most of their sessions and usually see registration spike around the end of the school year.
There's still plenty of space. We have camps that are filling up. We have a paintball camp. We have a horse camp. Unfortunately, those are full for the summer. But if they want to get on a waiting list, that's always encouraged as well. But no, we have plenty of space at our main camps. We have plenty of space at our outpost and wilderness camps. Definitely want to recommend the listeners to check it out. Wilderness camp. So I'll start with outpost camp, our most primitive camp. They'll sleep in tents. It's a smaller camp by design, about 12 campers total out there. They do all their own cooking. They have to bring in their own water. It's a true camping experience out there. And, even in today's age, after COVID, after isolation, being inside, yada, yada, man, our kids still, that camp has still responded really well. And the kids that are there just love it. And they are outposters for life. They just do that camp all throughout their camping journey. And then wilderness is kind of in between outposts and our main camp cabins, where there's a permanent structure. Think of your more traditional cabin where it's open air. There's a boys' hogan is what we call them, and a girls' hogan. A smaller camp still. We have 28 campers total, and they do a lot of stuff outside, a lot of their teaching time, and a lot of outside experience as well. Yeah, main camp was just like what we talked about for our family campers, where they stay in very nice cabins. They're air conditioned. There's electricity. There's attached bathrooms, showers, all that good stuff. And those camps are designed to be bigger. We meet in our activity center, a larger group. We've seen upwards of 200 plus campers, and those camps usually hover right around 100, anywhere from 100 to 200 is where we see those camps. So if your kid likes that style of camping, we try to offer stuff for all different ages and styles of campers.
APR encourages anyone wanting to learn more about camp to visit littlegalilee.org. Law enforcement officials are having to think ahead when it comes to finding vehicles. Piatt County Sheriff Mark Vogelzang indicates finding police vehicles has become challenging in the last year or two as supply chain issues are impacting the auto industry.
Absolutely. Our fleet is so important to have good vehicles that can get us safely to where we need to go, and it's something that departments across the country have struggled with the supply chain issues. Usually we're ordering vehicles and they're almost to a year or so out before we can get them outfitted and back into the fleet. So it's one of those that you really have to plan a ways out. There's some other vehicles such as our corrections van that we'd really like to replace, but it's hard to find certain types of vehicles that would be like a Ford Transit van. And those are just very, very hard to come by.
As current vehicles begin to rack up the miles, the sheriff says they have to be mindful of vehicles that may be getting close to needing replaced and start thinking ahead about any purchases they're going to have to make. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
When is the last time you considered your pet's oral health? Hi, this is Dr. Seuster at Covenant Animal Clinic in Clinton. A pet's dental health is vitally important to their overall health. Learn about our dental services by clicking the Covenant Animal Clinic icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
By leveraging sustainable carbon management solutions like Navigator CO2's Heartland Greenway, ethanol facilities can make substantial progress toward carbon reduction objectives. Learn more on how they're partnering with ethanol producers across the Corn Belt. Click their icon at IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
I'm Len Casper, the voice of the White Sox Radio Network. Follow the Sox across central Illinois on the Big 1520 WHOW.
Sponsored by Baum Chevy Buick, Clinton Community YMCA, Covenant Animal Clinic, Jason France, your State Farm Insurance agent, Midstate Eye, and Nan Krang with Remax Choice, the 217 home team, all in Clinton.
With SRN Sports, I'm Michael Harrington. Let's start with NBA playoff action and the Nuggets. They start strong. They never look back. Buried the Suns last night to take their Western Conference playoff series 4-2.
Nikola Jokic led the way with 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists as the Nuggets advanced to the Western Conference Finals by defeating the shorthanded Suns 125-100. Jamal Murray added 26. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope scored 17 of his 21 points in the first quarter as Denver put up 81 points in the first half and never looked back.
That's correspondent George Tanner. And the other NBA contest, it was Boston over the 76ers, 95-86. That second round best of 7 is now going to a 7th and deciding game. They'll play it in Boston. National Hockey League playoff action yesterday. Carolina over New Jersey 3-2 in overtime. The Stars beat the Kraken 5-2. This is SRN Sports. Moving on to Major League Baseball, another win for the best team in the league.
The Rays continue their historical winning ways, trouncing the Yankees 8-2. Drew Rasmussen threw 7 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits and no walks for the win. Josh Lowe provided much of the Tampa Bay offense with a 3-run double in the 6th and a 2-run homer in the 8th for a 5 RBI night, as the Rays became the first team since the '84 Tigers to win 30 of their first 39 games.
It's been special, we've been going out there and just playing good baseball, staying within ourselves and, relying on each other to go out there and do our thing.
Taylor Walls added a 2-run double in the 7th for Tampa Bay, which scored its first 5 runs with 2 outs. Tom Merriam, New York.
Also in the American League yesterday, it was the Royals over the White Sox 4-3, Texas 4, and the A's nothing. National League, Reds 5, Mets nothing. The Giants beat Arizona 6-2. Interleague play, Minnesota 5, San Diego 3. This is SRN Sports.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. El Paso Gridley was too much for Mount Pulaski and took home an 8-3 non-conference victory in high school boys baseball action Thursday in El Paso. The Hilltoppers got on the board with 2 first-inning runs, but the Titans scored the game's next 8, and the Hilltoppers could muster little offense after in an effort to come back. Luke Martin was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Jackson Fricke was 1 for 1 with a double and a walk, and Liam Smith was 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored for Mount Pulaski, while Clay Aylesworth stole 2 bases. Martin pitched 4 innings in relief of Chance Payne. He struck out 7, allowing 3 runs. 1 was earned on 4 hits and issued 1 walk. The Hilltoppers committed an uncharacteristic 3 errors on the game. Mount Pulaski is 25-3 on the season and hosts Warrensburg Latham this afternoon. Nick Prado dashed home from third base on a Freddie Furman bunt that was so perfectly executed there was not even a play, and that allowed Kansas City to escape with a 4-3 victory over Chicago and its first home series win of the season. The Royals nursed a 3-1 lead into the 8th, but the White Sox tied it with a 2-out rally against Aroldis Chapman. Andrew Vaughn and pinch hitter Carlos Perez singled. Luis Robert Jr. bounced a tying double off the chalk of the left field line, but in the 9th, Prado worked a walk off Ronaldo Lopez before Mikel Garcia struck out. Matt Duffy followed with a single to right, and Furman laid down a bunt that went and landed about 6 feet in front of the plate. Scott Barlow pitched a perfect 9th to earn the win. The start of the game was delayed an hour by a steady rain that never fully abated, and that in turn created a conundrum for the grounds crew, which never seemed certain before first pitch whether it should be rolling up and stowing the tarp. Turned out the pitchers handled the drizzle better than anyone. The Royals' Brady Singer, who's been struggling most of the season, allowing 19 runs in 19 innings in his first 4 home starts, but young Chicago right-handers showcased better command and execution while cutting through the Sox lineup Thursday. He gave up Vaughn's 2-out single in the 3rd, but lasted 6 innings and departed with a 3-1 lead. Mike Clevenger was sharp as well, though that was expected against Kansas City. The right-hander with the funky delivery, who twice got nailed with pitch clock violations, was 9-0 with a 1.98 ERA in his first 14 games against the Royals. The right-hander left after 6 innings Thursday, allowing 3 hits and 2 walks. While the Royals never hit Clevenger hard, they did hit him enough. Massey followed his first homer of the season Wednesday night with a 2-out shot in the 2nd inning, and the Royals got a leadoff single by Edward Olivares and a walk from Prado before a double by Garcia into the left field corner to give Kansas City a 3-1 lead in the 4th. The White Sox start a 9-game homestand as Michael Kopech takes the mound in Friday night's opener of a 3-game set against the Astros. The Royals head out on a 9-game road trip as well. Denny Hamlin bumped Kyle Larson off the lead heading into the backstretch of the final lap at Kansas Motor Speedway and ended a 33-race winless streak, and will look to stay hot this weekend as the Cup Series heads to Darlington, South Carolina for Mother's Day. Hamlin's pass was the 38th, a race record, and gave him a record 4th win in Kansas and gave Joe Gibbs its 400th win in the Premier Series. Larson finished 2nd, William Byron 3rd after being 2 laps down earlier in the race. Bubba Wallace came in 4th and Ross Chastain 5th. Noah Gragson, spun by Chastain with about 60 laps to go, confronted him after the race and put his hands on him before Chastain responded with a right hook. That altercation was the talk of NASCAR this week. Throwback weekend at Darlington. We'll see Chase Elliott's number 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports look like his father Bill Elliott's car from 2003. Ryan Blaney's number 12 Ford will pay homage to his father Dave Blaney's old Sprint car, and the 21 of Harrison Burton will look like his father Jeff Burton's old paint scheme. Joey Logano won from the pole position last year. Practice and qualifying is 9:30 on Saturday morning, and race time is 2 p.m. on Sunday. Ryan Truex dominated at Dover, winning the first 2 stages and led 124 of the 200 laps, claiming his first series victory, but by nearly 5 seconds as the Xfinity Series took a rare week off last week and returns at Darlington this weekend. Truex gave Toyota its 4th victory of the year, 2 fewer than Chevrolet. It was the 14th series driver to claim his first victory at Dover. Josh Berry was second and has won or finished second in all 3 of his career starts at Dover. 3-time winner Austin Hill leads 2-time winner John Hunter Nemechek by just 4 points in the standings. They are the only multiple winners this season. Chandler Smith is third, 38 points behind, while Nemechek is fourth place Berry, and 5th place Allgaier lead with 5 top 5 finishes through 10 races. Allgaier won at Darlington after starting 3rd last year. Practice and qualifying is 4 p.m. this afternoon, and race time is 12:30 on Saturday. Grant Enfinger won for the first time this season, beating Corey Heim by more than 4 seconds at Kansas as the Craftsman Truck Series continues a long stretch of racing going to Darlington this weekend. Enfinger led 65 laps in a race slowed by 7 cautions for 40 of 134 laps. Zane Smith was third, followed by Stuart Friesen and Cup Series regular Ross Chastain. 2-time winner and defending series champ Ty Smith and non-winner Ty Majeski are tied atop the point standings with 2021 champ Ben Rhodes third, 41 points back. John Hunter Nemechek won from the pole last year. Practice and qualifying is 2 p.m. this afternoon, and the race is at 6:30 tonight. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Hey everybody, Buddy Wilson here, your new country financial agent in Clinton. It's no secret that rates are going up industry-wide. With weather challenges nationwide last year and rate increases held up due to COVID pandemic, carriers including Country Financial are raising rates. While we can't do anything about the rate increases, we can soften the blow by revising your existing coverage to see how we can help. And remember, we offer personal service you can expect and deserve from a local agent. Come see me, Buddy Wilson, your new country financial agent in Clinton, where personal service is priority number 1.
It's flu season. Keep you and your family healthy this winter by rolling up your sleeves to get the flu shot. The SIU Center for Family Medicine in Lincoln is now scheduling patients for flu shots. They emphasize the prevention of future illness by promoting a healthy lifestyle and routine checkups. For more information or to schedule your flu shot, call SIU Center for Family Medicine in Lincoln at